How's everybody doing today? My name is Sean. Welcome to the Dragon Slayer. What we're going to be working on today is our roundhouse kick, or dollyeo-chagi. All right, so roundhouse kick, it's going to be a little bit different than, well, it's going to be a lot different than our front kick, right? So if you remember in the other video, front kick is going to come straight in. Roundhouse is going to be coming not quite sideways, but it's going to be coming in on an angle. Okay, so we like to think of it as almost like a 45-degree angle coming in on impact. Now, when we're talking about doing a roundhouse kick, the majority of the time in our class, we're going to be using the top of the foot, or the instep of the foot. Now, there's generally two ways you can do a roundhouse. You can use the ball of your foot or the top of your foot. In Muay Thai, they would use the shin. So don't do that in Taekwondo. Guaranteed that will absolutely get you disqualified from any sparring match in any Taekwondo tournament. Do not use the shin throwing roundhouse in Taekwondo. Again, I'd say 75% of the time, 80% of the time, we're using the top of the foot or the instep. So we're going to be hitting pretty much here, right? If you play soccer or football, if you're across the pond, kick with the laces. The ball of the foot, you turn your foot over, basically, and you pull those toes back, and you hit with the ball of your foot. Now, generally, I mean, you can use that for sparring. A lot of people use it for sparring. That's perfectly fine. I would prefer to use that for board breaking, especially if you're doing our promotion tests, our testing, when we use a full-size testing board. I've seen people break their foot kicking a full-size testing board with the top of their foot. It's much preferred to use the ball of your foot for that. If you're doing demonstrations and you have demo boards, using the top of your foot is fine. I haven't seen any issues with that. But like I said, in our class, at our school, most of the time we're using the top of the foot on impact. So how do we do this? All right, so I'm going to get my fighting stance. Now, I'm going to show you the wrong way first. I show this with the front kick, I show this with roundhouse, and I show this with side kick as well. We'll get there in the future. So with roundhouse, the wrong way. Again, the wrong way. I'm showing you the breakdown of the technique. All right. So what we want to do is we're going to be turning our foot. We're going to bring our leg up. We're going to go up, out, back, and down like the front kick. But again, we're coming on an angle. So the first thing we're going to do for roundhouse kick, again, this is the wrong way. This is going to get you learning the technique. Okay. I'm going to turn my foot out on my heel. That's wrong, okay? But it's going to open up my hips. This is how you're going to learn, all right? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn out my foot on my heel. I got those hips open now, all right? Now we're going to do the up, out, back, and down like we did with front kick. So here's the up, all right? There's the out, there's the back, there's the down, and now we got to bring that foot back. All right, so now I'm in my fighting stance again. One more time, nice and slow. If you do this with me, you'll get it, all right? And then making the transition to doing it properly is going to be so much easier. Turn that foot out on your heel. Out. I'm sorry, up, out, back, down, return, okay? Now, if you liken this to a Muay Thai kick, right? In Muay Thai, what they'll actually do is they'll step out with that foot. They'll take that step here and close that distance and open those hips, and they'll come across with their kick. Now, that's not what we're doing for Taekwondo, okay? They're similar, but not quite the same. Muay Thai kicks come across. When I was being taught how to do Muay Thai roundhouse, it was like I was swinging a baseball bat, all right? So my whole body comes straight through like this, all right? So this is different, all right? So I'm going to do it one more time the wrong way, and then we're going to show you the right way. All right, turn the foot out, okay? Up, out, back, down, return. Now before we move on, one last thing. Just like when we do the front kick, where I point my knee, that's where my foot's gonna go, all right? So if I'm in this position here and I've got my leg up and I'm pointing my knee, where my knee is pointed, that's where my foot's going. If I'm pointing down here, my foot goes down there. If you're my target, right, and I got my knee pointed over here, my foot goes way past my target, all right? So keep that in mind when you're doing this. Same thing applies for height, right? So if I'm pointing my knee low, my foot's gonna go low. If I point my knee high, my foot's gonna go high, hopefully, right? All right, so now we're gonna make a little bit of fix, okay? This is gonna be progressive. So instead of picking my foot up on my heel, all right, I'm gonna rotate on the ball of my foot. But again, I'm not gonna put everything together yet, all right? We're still gonna practice. We're gonna turn that foot now on the ball of your foot. Now we're gonna come up, out, back, down, return, all right? One more time. On the ball of the foot, bring it up, out, back, down, return. Now, another thing that we're gonna be focusing on too is our body position. Just like when we're doing front kick, we don't want to do a crunch, all right? Same thing applies to roundhouse. When I'm actually kicking, my body is going to be kind of in line, just one nice straight line. So when my leg is out, right? My leg and my hips and my shoulders all in a nice line, okay? So a lot of people will make the mistake, kind of like in front kick, is they'll crunch this way, okay? Again, when we're doing things and we get things, we're learned and we're progressing and we're getting a little bit more advanced. There's more advanced things to think about when we're doing it. It's easier to show basic and then we build and improve from there, all right? So now, we just did on the ball of the foot, okay? Which is fine for beginners. What we really want to get to is we're going to turn that foot as we're kicking. If we leave it here and we try and kick, it doesn't work very well. Okay, we can't leave that foot there. So now, when I'm doing the kick, when I'm bringing my body around, I'm going to move and rotate all at the same time, all right? So as my momentum's coming around, everything turns and then everything comes back, all right? So I'm gonna skip the up, out, back, and down because when you're doing it this way, you can, but it's very difficult to stop your momentum, do up, out, back, and down, and then return. So I'm gonna do the whole kick all at once. Now, watch my foot when I'm turning, okay? So when I'm bringing the momentum, everything turns at the same time, everything comes back at the same time. All right, so there's no separate steps where I'm turning either on the heel, again, that's wrong, or turning this first. Everything happens all at once and comes back all at once, okay? And watch my upper body. I'm not leaning this way, I'm not leaning that way. That'd be difficult. It'd be really difficult. I do actually want to lean back a little bit. I want to keep my head out of the way. Unless you're super flexible, it's very difficult to be standing straight up and down and get your leg up in the air as high as you need it to be, okay? So leaning back is going to help. Leaning back is going to help when I'm doing the kick, okay? Everything rotates at the same time. There we go. That is dollyeo-chagi, or roundhouse. That's all for now. Have a great rest of your day. Class dismissed.